Kick them when they're down, kick them when they're up, kick them when they're down, kick them when they're up, kick them when they're down. Hey, let me just pause this radio. Listen to Pandora in the background. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? I want to put up a blog post today. It's inventory day. I got some time on my hand. I'm waiting for the inventory to come out right now. After 4 days of trading in the combine, now I have reset. I usually reset that first time because I'm getting used to everything. That seems to happen quite a lot when I take some time off. But is it easier to spend $250, so $150, and $100 reset than losing $1,500 in actual real money? I would prefer to be in the combine and then go into funded, where you're not paying anything, and then go in. Into trader prep and then into funded that way. So right now I'm in for $250 with TopStep, but the way I look at it, $250 is a lot less than that. When I hit the reset button on the trading account, I was down almost $1,500 at that point. Today's day 5. I got my favorite strategy coming out here at the inventory, coming out at the 10:30 mark or 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time today. Just double check that. I'm pretty sure it's. I've been asked about my computer, my new one, so I'll give you a tour of it. Maybe if I can get my camera over here. That's the monitor. So I've picked up an extra monitor is what it ended up being. So I've got a 5. Hey, there's my coffee, right? I've got a 5. Hey, there I am recording myself, right? So, oh, look at that. So I picked up an extra monitor. This is where I keep TopStep Trader at, and Forex Factory. I keep everything, and then I've got my headset. I don't know. Let me spin it this way a little bit. Hopefully, I won't drop it. But that's an AMD processor in there with the cooling on top of it. It's a Ryzen AMD. I believe I got the 1600 version, and then it got the a gigabyte graphics card, power supply. The board is just I'll have to think about the board, but I built it myself. I'm trying to get this camera to work right here. You know how hard it is to get. Yeah, you gotta think opposite when you're looking at a camera into a camera. So if you want the specifics of the build, I'll pull it up at some point and put it up on the blog post. But I built my own computer. It's a gaming computer. I built it for my kids too, so when I'm not here, they have an opportunity to play some of the games that every so often. And it was the first time I ever built one. It was fun doing it. The hardest part was trying to get the wires to all go where I needed them to go, behind to hide the wires, to make the wires look pretty. That was the toughest part. And then the other part was toughest was getting my big fat fingers into very small cramped spots. So if I had it over to do again, I would have bought a better case. Now I have 4 fans working in there, by the way. I got 2 on this side, and then I think I have 2 on this side over here too. And then there's there's 3 fans going, plus the fan with the underneath here. So there's 4. 2 on this side, 1 here, 1 down low, and then you have the fan on the processor. It's there. I believe I went with 16 gigabytes of RAM on both, or I think if I'm not mistaken, I went 32. So I bought 2 16 gig sticks or either that or I bought two 8 gig sticks. I can't remember right now. I think I just assume I bought two 8 gig sticks, but I'm almost positive that I bought two 16 gig sticks. I'll let you know. I can't remember. I built it in when did I build it? I built it in June of this year. And then I like to play my favorite game that I still like to play occasionally, me personally, is Skyrim. So I still like playing Skyrim, and I got involved with playing Elder Scrolls Online for a while, and then I got bored with it, and I stopped that. I'm not into these games that require monthly subscriptions. I played WoW for a little bit. Those that don't know what WoW is, it's what is it? Forget. I can't name the name. World of Warcraft. That's it. WoW. Played that for a while. So I like that fantasy role playing stuff. Believe it or not, I never played Dungeons and Dragons, but I got all the books, the monster books and all that. I looked at it later in life. Um, my favorite phone game that I play right now is called War and Order. Um, I enjoy that game, and I've been playing that for like 2 or 3 months now, I think. That's about it. That I coaching football. That's what I do right now. I've got my last 2 weeks. Our boys are. I coach youth. This is actually going to be my last year at coaching inside the organization. I'm going to move on. Um, so it's kind of bittersweet. My youngest son is graduating out of the program, and it's been my 12th year inside. I believe 12 years that I've been inside the program itself, or I think this is the 12th, and given up the reins of head coaching. So um, it's good and it's bad and it's sad at the same time. So it's good because I'm gonna get to see my kids now. My oldest is now will be a sophomore, so I'll get to watch all the JV games, and my youngest through school will be in the combined 7th, 8th grade squad, so I'll get to watch him play too. So, um, and right now it's difficult to watch my oldest son play because we practice Thursday, and he plays on Thursdays. So I get to the afternoon games, but I don't get to see the evening games too much. Although I will see the last evening game that's next Thursday, his last one. I'll tell you this though, I've been going through ink like it's nobody's business because I like to print off good things that some of my kids do. And then since you got the skill set to be able to work a website and stuff and screen capture, so I screen capture what kids do good, and then I hand it out. It's a really good little tool that I use. Um, we were 0-3 to start with, and then we finally turned it around 3-3. I had to get rid of a coach that was um, causing some turmoil inside the team this year, so that was kind of rough for a while. But we got rid of him before game one, but we couldn't change his defense until game three, and I couldn't put people where I wanted until game four. So since game four, our defense has our first team defense has given up 0 points, and we've only given up 8 in the last three. So we're 3-3 right now. Just makes you wonder what you would have done given the scenario that I see right now with the boys. One of the rules that we didn't know going in when we changed leagues was a 10-year-old rule where the 10-year-olds went down to a 10-year-old under 100 pounds can play down. We thought it was a 7-8-9 league and ends up being 7-8-9, sometimes 10. We have no 10s on our squad, but other teams we're playing up against have, well, the two that we lost the most to had the most 10s on it. And the other team we lost had 110, and he was the difference maker in game one. Uh, Love to have that team back again because I think we can, with the exception of the top team, I think we could compete and give any team that we lost to. The two teams I'm thinking of, there's maybe one team that is literally better than us. But the other ones, would have been a pretty close contest given our defense the way they're playing right now. Our offense, we've scored on everybody. So I'm in charge of the offense. I've always enjoyed that side of the ball. And then I set our defense. This year, I made the mistake of getting in a defensive coordinator, and he's just was trying to take over the team. It was very frustrating situation. And this is a guy that could have been head coach next year if he would have just bided his time. Because I sat him in there to make him head coach for next year, and he's like, his wife was you know what? Let's not worry about that. So anyway, back to trading. What else is going on, as my dad would say when he was living? What else is going on, son? I don't know, Dad. I'm still plugging away at it. uh, Waiting for the inventory report to come out. That's kind of where I am right now. And as I look at my account, I'm up $894.80 on the 30K. So I'm about halfway to profit target after 4 days of trading inside a low volatile market right now. I think I'm doing pretty good. Knock on wood. And hopefully today I'm able to get up and over. If the trade works out the way I'd like it to work out, then have the opportunity to get real close or get right on top of the profit target of 31.5 or 1500 profit target. So that's kind of the goal right now. Get that 1500, get out of the combine, get the funded, and move on to the funded account itself. As you can see, I haven't updated as much as I did before, and I'm just being low key, guys. And I don't really, honestly, I don't know what I'm trying to accomplish this time around after taking 6 months off. What I want to do is get into the funded account, period, and make money and support my family again. So, it relieves some of the financial strain of having to pull from the trust and other things. Um, and my wife is working her ass off, and I need to, and if I do sell things, it'll be the things that it's already out there. Most of you already got anyway that are watching me now. If I see something new and progressive or something I think, wow, this is really cool, I should let you see it and let you in on it, then I'll share when it comes to that. Now I use the CTS T4 platform. I still firmly believe that it's 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 not the best trading platform out there, but it shows things that I want to see the way I want to see it. So um, I'm just adjusting my charts right now. That really, and when it comes down to it, it's personal preference when it comes down to what trading platform that you have. I don't care for some of the data feeds that come in. There's one particular that I don't like to work with at all. So it's been a while since I've been thinking about all this stuff. I will say that trading's like riding a bike, but even when you're riding a bike, you have to relearn certain things again. You're not as confident after taking time off, but the other side of that, the compensating side, is that you're more humble coming back into trading. So that's the trade-off, right? And being humble is probably the best tool that a trader can possess. To understand that you're not going to win every day or every trade, and to understand that trading, if it was so easy, then everybody would be able to do it. It's that age-old thing. There's two things at the point, right? Those that teach can't trade, right? That's what you hear always, and I would firmly believe that 90% of the people that are teaching are well, maybe not that great. Let's go at 80%, 80-20 rule. I would say 20% out there actually know what they're doing when they're teaching. The other 80% are just a bunch of idiots that couldn't make it as traders. So take that with a grain of salt in the 2 cent platform that I'm on right now. But that's a good rule of thumb. So in other words, when you're uh, thinking about an educator and his pitch is, a lot of money. I've always said that, and especially when it comes to someone that says that they're a master trader, I say you grab your wallet and run as quickly as you can the other direction, right? I've always, and I will continue to say that. I don't believe there's any master trader. I don't care if they have an ear to God, they're still not a master trader. There is no such thing as a master trader. You're always continually learning. You're always on a journey. I am a good journeyman trader, I'll say that, but I would never. Now, posthumously, can someone claim that you're a master trader? Certainly. So it's got to come from someone else. That's what I believe. You can't, if you're, it's kind of like talking in the third person, um, if you're always talking, or the first, was it when you're talking first person or third person, whatever, and you're referring to yourself like Dave said this and Dave said that and blah 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 blah. It's the same thing, it's that hype of that you're got this grandioso hype going about you, So in other words, these are people that have delusions of grandeur. Usually, they've got other issues that they're dealing with. They can't accept the fate of that the market has dished to them, so they can't make it in the real world of trading. So they go back and they teach and they educate, and there's some real good educators out there. Some of the best educators come from the psychological side, the psychology of trading, having your mindset right. That's where I think that there's some value in some of the educators. Okay. um, I'll put this up on the blog post. I'm going to put some videos up on side here. Hopefully, right now on the 1-2-3 day trade, I hope to be able to put up a new blog post once a week with some things that I want to talk about. Uh, I'm looking at a new service right now that it's like a one-stop shop. Everything's inclusive right now with that, and if I can ever get around to figuring inside of it and programming and drop and drag where I want to put stuff, then I'll hook up different things. I noticed that some of my members area is open and free, but but a lot of the videos are missing because they were held at Wistia. Um, so I mean, yeah, you can go through it, but a lot of that stuff is not there right now, so it needs to be, and everything's sitting on my hard drive behind me. I gotta just upload it and move it to where I want to put it right now. If I go back to Wistia, I can only put up 100 videos in there at their lowest price. I believe that's the thing. And then I had almost 500 videos up on Wistia at one time. So um, picking and choosing which videos to put in Wistia is going to be the biggest challenge for me. Obviously, I have the channel YouTube that I can lock some videos down too as well, but I like using a private video service whenever I'm putting my training courses up. So that's kind of where I am. So I would say most of my training videos inside the members area aren't there. So it's not like when it says you go in there and you click it and you say, where's the video? The video, because it was hosted at Wistia at one time, and I'm not paying them anymore. In fact, I stopped paying Infusionsoft and a lot of different services that I have. The service that I'm looking at right now, and if you want to know what it is, just send me an email, or I'll let you know. But it's all inclusive, all encompassing type of service that has email, everything that I don't know if it's any good or not, but it's only I think it's only $30 a month for everything. Stripe, I can hook up Stripe, and I can hook up other ways of payment processors, uh, PayPal, whatever, whatnot. I'm not a fan of PayPal, by the way. I won't use them, but um, it is what it is right now. Just thought I would talk for a little bit because it's that I'm waiting on inventories, and it's just me and you sitting here, hopefully having a little conversation. If you have any pressing concerns or questions that I could answer, the best way to get in contact with me right now is right here on the YouTube channel. I see this more than any other place that I see, or if you have my Private email, obviously, send it there. I look at email maybe once every 2 days right now. I get so much junk. I just don't look at email that much. If you have, probably the best way is hitting me up on Facebook, hit me up on one of the social medias that I am on. YouTube right now is probably the best way to get me to answer you. Those that are watching this video, the best way is probably just putting a comment down there in the section, or getting on my Facebook page and sending me a message that way. So that's probably the best and easiest way. If you do send an email to me, it might take 3 days for me to respond back. I just don't spend a lot of time with email. My email account will have hundreds and hundreds of emails in it, and by the time I go through it, and frankly, I delete pretty much everything that I see in there, because it's pretty much, I would say 95% of it's junk anyway. So sometimes I miss things that are in the email account. That's about it. I stopped paying a lot of things and just didn't feel like, and I'm adding back whatever I feel like adding back. That's where I am right now in my trading career. I don't know. I've got my stuff. I want to put it back out there so that you can see, like CL Port and CL Pit and some of the strategies that I use, my trade setups that I use. I'm pretty sure all that's up on YouTube. But that's a lot of my information that I've put together in my years of trading, that's got me to the point where I am. I've had to go through a lot. Those that don't know me or new to the channel, I traded billions to millions to thousands. I traded at a big mutual fund company, and then I went to private money management, and then I went on my own. So that's why I say billions, millions, thousands. And I became a positional trader, but I've always enjoyed the futures. I kind of transitioned my way into day trading about, I guess, 7, 8 years ago. And I started because I was a positional, then swing, and now I just do day trading only in the crude oil market. That's all I do. It's the only market that I pay attention to right now. I mean, yes, obviously I'll watch gold and silver and see where all the other markets are currently at. I'm not oblivious and blind, but the only market that I trade is the crude oil market. And I will say this about trading: you need to get very proficient in one market as a day trader. I firmly believe that. If you spread yourself in various markets, you spread yourself thin. It becomes a little bit more difficult. Can you add that second market? Certainly. Can you add a third market? Certainly. But they need to be in non-correlated areas. So if you're in energies, then you don't need a second energy. If you're in currencies, you don't need a second currency. If you're in day trading, for instance. Now, if you're spread trading, it's a different ball of wax. If you're in the financial futures and the bonds or the 10-year notes, then you need to be in there. You pick one. So you pick one, and I used to pick one in each of 6 different areas. So I've stepped back as time went on to understand that I want to become very proficient in one market only. Will I always trade crude oil? I don't know. That comes down to volatility. It comes down to volume. It comes down to velocity of the market. If there's a better market out there at some point, then yeah, I'll move. Like gold, or I'd never would. By the way, I'd never would trade silver as a day trader, because that can get very expensive. It was at $25 a point, I believe. But I like buying and selling physical silver. It's a lot easier that way. You're not into it as much. That's about it. I guess that's me just BSing with you for the last 25 minutes while I'm waiting on the inventories to come out. I need to get prepared for the inventory report. It's about 25 till the hour of the inventories coming out. God bless. Take care. I'll see you on the next video I put together. Bye for now.